Open.
Good morning. Let's see if I can see this here. I don't see it.
Gotta refresh, probably.
No.
Okay.
You can look for me. Good morning, everyone. I'm early. We're doing our sound check. We had a little technical difficulties yesterday, so we're making sure that we have plenty of time here to check for that before we get started today. Today's practice is going to be backbends for everyone. Thank you. Yay. Let's put this on. Okay. So, I hope everyone's doing good. I see a lot of people. Good morning, Palacios. Buenos dias. That always makes me so happy when I see you on there. So today's practice is going to be backbends. And I say backbends because everybody has some sort of idea of what a backbend is. Truly, it's heart openers. But if you list that we're going to do heart openers today on Facebook or on YouTube, they think you're going to be reading poetry and spilling your feelings, and that's not exactly how that works. So we're going to practice backbending, which means we're going to have to do some hip work. We're going to have to do some shoulder work. And anytime we're going to bend backwards, we have to bend forward and work on core. So that's what we'll be working through today. I was waiting for some folks to sign in. Good morning, Kim. Oh, Miss Cynthia and Molly are on this morning. And Joyce, happy to see you guys. So if you have props at home, props that would be helpful are 2 blocks, because we're gonna lay over some blocks this morning. A strap or a belt, so that when we're working the shoulders, if you guys were with me yesterday during the seated practice, we did this over and back with a belt and a strap. So if you have something you can use for that today. If you feel like you want to try a deeper back bend, you could always use a chair or an exercise ball and just have them near your mat in case that's something you want to try. And if you don't want to try that, that's okay. Those are just some of the props that I'm going to use today, or show you some alternative or modifications today while everybody joins us. Kim, I have to say, I have really enjoyed seeing your name pop up here, and I miss seeing you at the Shala and practicing next to you. It's amazing to practice with you, so I'm glad that you're here with me this morning. Isabel, good morning. It's nice to see you. We've got a couple of more minutes. Good morning, Jesse. Thanks for getting up, showing up. So remember, everyone, donations are accepted through Venmo and PayPal, and the description below has my information. And if you saw this video and that you liked it, comment or thumbs up. I will save it and put it to my YouTube channel, and you can share it to your family members from there. Maybe you know someone that would benefit from this practice or wants to start yoga. Maybe they're in a different time zone and can't be online at 9 a.m. Then maybe you can forward that to them using the YouTube link. You can go to YouTube and you can subscribe. You can hit the little notification button. You can do thumbs up, all of those things. As I'm waiting for everybody to get in here. Oh my goodness, all these good mornings and hearts, they make me happy. Well, I'm glad you're having breakfast, Jessie, and I'm sorry that your internet is terrible. Good morning, Celeste. All right, we have 1 minute, and then we're going to get started. I'm trying to be timely for everyone. The fancy mic should come today. We did really well yesterday without a mic at all. So the filming that you're getting right now is just my iPhone. I had a mic, and we found out that the mic that I had was what was causing the static. Good morning, Alicia. So we got rid of that mic, and I ordered a really big fancy one for vlogging. so that I can go to different locations and not just have to shoot here in the studio. Over the weekend, we're going to kind of renovate the studio a little bit, give you a better backdrop, give you better light so that I can continue to give you good content every day. All right. Yay, Barbara. You got online. I'm so proud of you. You're getting those mad tech skills working. Yay. So we're going to get started in just a little bit to kind of give you a heads up for the weekend. Tomorrow, I'm going to do a kids class, so one yoga class for the littles. I'm going to borrow my niece and nephews, so that should be complete pandemonium here as we practice. On Sunday, I'm planning to do a yin class. So thank you guys. I love you too, Jessie. All right, so everybody, it looks like they're all signing on. We're going to go ahead and get started on that practice. For those of you who are just tuning in, you can make donations through PayPal or Venmo. I would love it if you would share this video to your page or with a friend. And if your friends don't do Facebook, I take these and save them and immediately put them up to YouTube. So you can go to YouTube and you can like the video and subscribe, maybe notifications, and then send it on to your family members from there. So let's go ahead and get started on our practice. Backbends are heart openers. And I was saying this as we first started the stream today. Had I said that day 4 was heart openers, the majority of the population that reads that would be like, are we reading poetry? What are we doing? Are we sharing our feelings? Heart opening is anytime we're going to expand that chest. And the poses that most resemble this movement is back bending. So we're going to work on back bends today, but that doesn't mean the cheerleader, I was 11 when the last time I did a back bend type of back bend. Just a camel posture or any type of movement where you lift up and lift is considered a back bend. Will you need to open the heart? Yes, but we're also going to need to open the shoulders and open the hips. So at the beginning of the stream, I mentioned you might need a belt or a strap if you have it. If you have 2 blocks or a bolster or even a blanket that you can roll up, that will be helpful. And I'm going to move to the mat and we can get started. Good morning, Teresa. All right, let's go. So the first way I'd like to start the practice today, and I know that I'm wearing dark colors on the dark mat with dark blocks, but we want to try to open the chest and just kind of rest and ground. So for those of you who are watching, you're probably already my students. Those of you who haven't taken my classes before, I like to really press upon the need to feel grounded in your practice and in your daily life. And just taking a moment to sink to the floor and let your mind and body prepare for the practice is so important. And we're going to do that laying over 2 blocks. And if you don't have 2 blocks, that's okay. I'll show you different things that you can do. So ideally, and I hope you can see this on camera, we would like to set the blocks up like this. This is going to go on the back of the shoulder blades. The head is going to go on this block. So it'll work like this, right under the shoulder blades. Notice it's not down here near my lower back, and it's not up here near my neck. Then this second one is going to support my head. I'm going to let my arms straight down, so my chest opens and rest. So this is giving me that opportunity to breathe and to feel some awareness. So maybe you're at home, you only have 1 block, that's okay. You can use the 1 block and use anything close by, like a pillow or a bolster to put your head on. And that's just to support the neck. Maybe you don't have either at home. Well, maybe you have a blanket. Now I'm talking to those people who don't have a block. So for those of you who have blocks, you keep staying on those blocks. Most of you are going to have a blanket of some sort at home or a towel, and you can wind that up so it has a little bit of height, and you can lay over this instead. Let's try that. Now, once you have that right under the shoulder blades, my body compresses this, which makes it a little lower to the ground. so it's safer for me to lower my head. If that's still too much, you can always use a second blanket and you can let the arms come over. If this is too much for your shoulder, you can bring your hands here. So let's all rest for a minute. We find this practice, we sink in. We notice our breath, how much fuller the breath is when the chest is lifted. We're creating a memory of where we should do back bends by where the blanket or blocks touch the shoulder blades. Nice full work here, breathing. Feel connected through the feet, through the calf, through the glutes. The chest opens, the front of the body lengthens. Full breathing here. This is where we're going to set the intention for our practice. We're going to notice our breath. Check in with the body. We feel this contraction in back body, but opening in front body. And we muscularly don't have to do this back bend. Gravity is doing it for us. We're draping over an object, whether it be a blanket or a block. Maybe you had a bolster at home. Opening through the chest. Nice full work here. Now, we're going to change this a little bit. We're going to bend the knees and sit this way. You might have to readjust the pelvis, and this is a reset for the mind. By changing some part of the posture, the brain says, okay, this must be new. I can stay here a little longer. Maybe we'll get a little rock from side to side. Then we're going to roll to the right side and slowly press up. When you come up to that seated position, move a little bit. Check in. Notice the sensation on your back, and it's basically the blood flow coming back into the back body. Where the block or the blanket was, that's the area that we want to lift in today, that upper thoracic back. So many times in our back bend, we try to throw it down to the lower lumbar. It already bends backwards. We're just taking it and making it more redundant by that. The thoracic back is the one that doesn't want to move. So we're going to move through that today. Right ear, right shoulder, checking in with the neck. A lot of times we compensate in lack of mobility in the chest, in the shoulders, and in the lower back. So we're going to be mindful throughout our practice today about that. Left ear, left shoulder. Back to the center. We're going to let the head come forward one more time. And that head comes up. Smile. We have muscles in those faces. We're going to lace those fingers together. Out and up. Good morning, Jeannie. I'm glad you're here. Hi, Vicki. Tall spine. We're going to turn to the right. Really tall spine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Left shoulder comes down. Right hand comes up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slowly we're gonna come back up. And back to the center, hands come out and up. And twist to the left, tall spine, really, really tall. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right shoulder down, left hand up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And slowly we come back up. Good morning, T. And back to the center, forward fold. Let's stretch out that back. Oh my goodness. So again, we're really working that thoracic back. We're going to lift those hearts today. And slowly come up. And that's a big deal. Think about it. If you see somebody walking down the street and they're like this, you can tell they don't feel good or they're depressed versus someone who walks like this. We really have a lot of emotion, and that's why they call it heart opener, and that's what's going to lead you into your back bend. Let's do one more here seated. We're going to bring that right arm down, left arm reaches. A nice big stretch. We're going to open through side body, feel connected through sits bones. Where's your breath today? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hand comes up. Bend the elbow, twist it through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to unwind and lengthen. Open through serratus anterior. Feel that left lung get really long. We're stretching. We're making space for it. As we come up, we're going to bring that left arm down. Right arm reaches over. See what you've got here. Keep right hip pressing down, lengthening through spine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hand comes up. And a bend at the elbow, twist it through. Nice twist in that spine. Keep right hip down. Where's your breath? Try to think about what your intention was today. Maybe there is no intention for your practice today. Maybe you dedicate it to someone that you love that might be sick, our whole planet, a demographic, our leaders. Can be anything. But just hold that intention and thoughtfully remember it as you practice. We're going to release and lengthen. And slowly come up. Arms come behind, roll the shoulders back, lift the chest. This counts as a back bend. This is why I said back bends are for everyone. Lift, 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 open the heart. Try to pull your navel in though. Don't dump out in your lower back. Forward fold, hands come up. Let's get those shoulders to say good morning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hands slowly come down as we come up. As we release, we're going to roll those shoulders a little bit. All right, now from here, we're going to put the bottoms of those feet together. Nice stretch. Feel those hips? Because we're going to start getting deeper in the hips, and we're going to alternate between hips and shoulders, which would help to do the full back bend. But we're going to do core and back along the way. So we're going to try to let the belly come forward and let the belly come back. Belly comes forward and back. One more time here. Belly comes forward and back. And now straighten the spine and fold forward. Feel those hips stretch. Maybe a little shake from side to side. Find your breath. 3, 4, 5. Slowly, we're going to come up. We're going to lift those knees, grab and roll back body. Really big stretch here. And bring the knees up, change the cross, or roll the back. And bring those knees back in. We're gonna reach down, grab that right foot, extend that leg up. Nice tall spine. So a lot of times we really focus on the leg. And to get the leg straight, we dump out like this. I would rather your leg be bent and the spine be straight and upright than you try to get this leg straight if it won't go. 1, 2, where's your breath? When we inhale, we try to lengthen the spine. When we exhale, we keep that length. We let that right foot come down, left leg comes up. Feel that stretch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're gonna let that foot come down. We're gonna drop those knees to the left. Nice rotation here in the hip. Really try to press it down, smiling. And bring those legs up and over. Nice big stretch. 1, 2, 3. Bring those legs in. Let's extend and forward fold a little bit. I'm so glad you guys are enjoying this class and it feels good. Opening that heart really is good work. We're going to bring that right leg in, leaning forward. 2, 3, 4, 5. Bring that right leg up. We're going to turn to the right, tall spine. Just a little twist here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As we come back, we're going to grab that right leg. We're going to rock it out a little bit. Working through the outside of this hip, getting those smaller muscles that are deep in the hip that squeeze on that sciatica and make it uncomfortable. We're loosening all that up. We have bursa in there. We have the synovial fluid that gets all stiff when we sleep. And we're trying to warm all that up, give ourselves a little comfort. Right foot comes on the inside of the thigh. We're going to lengthen up nice and tall, forward folding. Now, as we lean forward, we're going to see if maybe we can reach out, grab the foot, bringing the head towards the knee. Now, the foot is a direction, not a destination. If this is your forward fold, then that's your forward fold. You rock it. But maybe you can come forward a little bit. Now, as we come forward, we have hyper awareness of that hamstring saying good morning. But we want to focus on this poor hip back here that we're not thinking about anymore. We want to try to push it down and back. Down and back, you're going to feel that waistline open. 2, 3, 4, 5. So glad everybody's making it in here today. And as we come back up, we're going to take this foot. We're not going to stretch back. We're going to come forward and put that foot in the hip crease if you can. Maybe your hip won't allow you. Maybe you have to put it here by the knee. We're going to lift up. Maybe this is all we have today. Maybe you can pull it in higher. Maybe you can allow the knee to drop. 1. Feel that work. We're opening through the side body. 2. Working the hip. 3, 4, 5. Gently release that up. And nice little bounce. We're going to bring that left leg across, leaning forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As we come up, we're lengthening through that crown. Every inhale, we lengthen. When we exhale, we don't lose the posture. Bring the foot next to the knee. We're going to rotate to the left, tall spine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to come back to the center. We're going to give that a little rock. Release that tissue deep in the hip. 2, 3, 4, 5. You're going to take that foot, place it on the inside of the thigh. Now we're going to do this forward folding again. And as we lean forward towards those toes, we want to feel this left hip go back and down. Back and down. So you lengthen through the crown of the head, feeling connected to floor, lifting pelvic floor, Mula Bandha if you practice bandhas, and pull the navel in. So it's a really nice, tight core. Active. Forward folding, push left hip back, breathing, so much to do, so much awareness. That breath is connecting the mind and the body together so that you're very present. 4, 5. Now as we come up, it feels so good. And so instead of going back here, we're just going to put the foot into the thigh. Maybe it's in the hip crease, maybe it's on the knee. We're going to bring that knee up. Feel that little stretch. Maybe this is where you are today. Maybe you're able to bring the knee down. Tall spine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And gently release. Balance it out. So we're going to do just a few postures reclined to warm up because we're going to do more later. When I roll down, I like to get a massage in the upper thoracic back. So to do that, I typically cross my ankles and I like to roll back fast. So I go like this. And that may be something that you can do or you have no desire to do. But I find that it really helps me align upper thoracic back. So I want to show you this prop. Some of you may have these at home or bought them and then go, I don't know what to do with this after I bought it. You can find them pretty much anywhere now. This is called the Limitless Wheel, the one that I have. This is really good for helping open thoracic spine. So let me show you how to use that and then I'll put this prop away. So I hold it so that it doesn't roll away. I already got a thoracic adjustment. I already feel my spine popping. My chiropractor's watching this. She'll have to give me some feedback. And we're going to slowly just roll back. And it helps massage that thoracic spine. It's already going to fit in your lumbar because your lumbar already bends. See, if I go here, clunk, it fits right there. My back in the lumbar already bends this way. It's the thoracic spine we want to work on. So we just kind of work it there. If you have neck issues, you can always hold your head here. But this is a really good way to get deeper into that tissue. I'm thinking about all of that support care work that's going on right now. All of our nurses and doctors that are bent over, taking care of patients and their upper bodies are so uncomfortable from being bent forward. This could give them a lot of relief. So that's how you would use this. Have fun with that if you decide to order one. When I first got that, they were pretty expensive, and now they're not. You can get them pretty quickly and easily. So we're going to roll back, pull those knees in, and nice little rock here. You're going to bring those arms out to the side, and we're going to drop those knees over to the left, nice twist. So we feel this space, this side body here release. That's what we're looking for. This isn't a twist-specific class. That was day one when we were practicing. But we want to get this tissue to really start to be flexible before we get deeper into heart opening and back bending. Bring those legs over to the right. Nice big stretch again through side body. 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to bring those knees back and we're going to put the feet up. And when we put the feet up, we're going to grab those heels and pull down. This is called Happy Baby. Maybe get a little rock here. Really feels good on the lower back, on the sacrum. And we're going to let that right hand and the foot, see if it can come down towards the chin. Nice rotation here. You're going to definitely feel it in that right hip. 3, 4, 5. Where is your breath? Return to that breath. Return to your intention or your dedication as we bring left hand and left foot towards the chin. Nice big stretch. We do what we can. If we tried to move it in and it was like, nope, then that's okay. It's still a practice. You got up and showed up for your life today. That's what's important. And up. Nicely done. We're going to cross those knees. Take those ankles, pull them down and up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gently release and switch. Pull those ankles down and up. Feel that work in the hip. Feel connected through the spine. Always lifting pelvic floor. Squeezing at that bandha. Active abdominals. 3, 4, 5. Gently release. Last 2 postures. Right foot comes to left knee. We're going to pull this knee in. Now this is sometimes called reclined pigeon. Really getting this hip open. So we will have done a lot of hip work by the time we make it to hands and knees. And gently release and switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and gently release. So this is going to count pretty much, well, we've had a little bit of a back bend, but this is our first official back bend. Bridge posture, so our feet are parallel. Our fingertips are by those heels. We're going to press through those feet to slowly lift those hips up. Keep those legs parallel, like you're holding a block between those knees. Maybe you lace the fingers together and roll the shoulders under to lift the chest some more, keeping the heels of those hands together. But it is completely okay just to leave those hands down beside the body. Contract a little, press down through the heels, lengthen through the tissue of the front of the body. Maybe you feel quads active. If you squeeze that imaginary ball, you're going to feel the insides of the legs active. See if you can lift the chin a little bit so that the cervical spine is active as well. Breathing 3, 4, 5. Now I just want you to slowly come down, but I want you to remember the shape that we just made in bridge as we come down. Because we're going to recreate that shape a lot throughout the practice today. We're going to pull those knees in. We're going to cross at the ankles and see if we can roll up. Maybe you need to roll to the side and then come up. Oh, that's wonderful, Celeste. I love that your littles are practicing with you. Now, we come to table. And we're going to just shift back into child's pose. Really lengthen. Walk those fingers out. Sit the booty back. Nice full breath here. And then from here, we're going to come back up to table. We're going to let that right arm lift and thread it through. And that's going to help us with the shoulder. A little bit of a twist here. Starting to get into that upper body. 3, 4, 5. Shifting back. Coming to table. Left arm lifts up. Thread it through. Nice rotation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Shifting that weight back, coming to table. From table, back to child's pose. Stretch it out. Find your breath. Feel connected to the floor, to the ground. Feel rooted and safe. We're going to come up to knees. Now, as we make it to the knees, maybe the knees are this far apart. 2 fists are about the right distance. You can choose to have the tops of your feet down, or if you want more support, you can turn the toes under. Hands are going to go on the hips. We're going to work on our first really big back bend compared to bridge. We're going to try to push the hips forward. Now, as we push those hips forward, we're trying to pull the heart up. Don't let it all be in the neck. Let it be in the heart. So we're going to press forward, turn that heart up, and maybe we lift the head a little. Depending on your neck strength, what your body needs, that's how you will adjust. Find your breathing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slowly contract the belly, looking down at the floor, checking in with your neck. We're going to try that again. So we're going to push the hips forward. And if you feel like you still need to hang on to your hips for support, no problem. But maybe this time around we can lace the hands together, rolling the shoulders back, pushing hips forward, looking up. We're going to try to press those hands down to the floor to really open in the heart. If you feel like your neck is being compromised, look forward. You're still opening the chest. Breathing. 2, 3, 4, 5. Contract that belly. Release those hands. Chin comes forward. We feel the back of the neck stretch. Nice work. Breathe. And we're going to try a third time here. So maybe you're going to grab your feet this time, whether your toes are turned under or flat, or maybe you're just going to keep your hands here. Always being cautious of your neck. Here we go. We're going to push forward. Let those hips open. Heart lifts. Maybe you can allow the hands to dangle and slide to ankles. Lifting that chest. Only release the neck if it's comfortable. Pushing hips forward. 1, 2, 3. Notice that this posture right here is the same shape as the bridge posture we did earlier. 2, I guess it's more like 5. And inhaling, coming up. Heads that last thing. Look down at the floor, being cautious. Slowly we soften those feet and shift back. Nice long stretch. Release those hips, release the belly, pull in that lower back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh. Now we're going to do a little sun salutation here. We're going to do it on the floor. We're going to inhale up, keeping those arms next to your ears, opening the heart, right back down. Nice big stretch. Inhale, coming to table. Then exhale, knees, chest and chin, belly comes all the way down. We're going to hang out here a little bit. Rock those hips a little. And we're going to make that same shape that we did in bridge and in cobra here in bow pose. So we're going to lift the right foot and we're going to lift the left foot. Now we want to reach back and grab the feet. That might not happen for you, and that's okay. Maybe you're going to wave at your feet. But I want you to notice this, again, is the same shape. We're just changing where our body is in space. And gravity is influencing the body differently each time. We're going to let the chest open, pull with those ankles. The feet kind of hook in there so that you can lift. Open through the heart, smile. Soften the hollow of your throat. Remember to breathe. Gently lower yourself down. Release one foot and then the other. and rest. We'll shake those hips a little. We need to strengthen those arms. We're going to work on some of those side planks like we did yesterday. And we're going to slowly roll to our left hip. Left arm is down. We're going to stack these feet. We're going to practice just working outside of hip. Lift right leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to lower it down. Now we're going to try to lift that full side plank on that forearm. We're going to lift up. Right arm lifts up. Maybe lift right leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lower leg, lower hand, come to the floor. Let's try the other side. We're going to roll to the other side. Right arm is down, feet stack. Let's see if we can lift just that left leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to place that down. Press down through that right forearm, lifting the body. Left hand comes up. See if maybe you can lift left leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Foot down, hand down, hip down. Come back to belly. Nice work. Maybe a little rock here. And then from here to table. From table to down dog. Bending and stretching. Checking in with ankles and toes. Lengthening through those arms. Really trying to broaden the back. And we want to go back to the memory of laying over the blocks or blanket at the beginning of the practice. That upper thoracic back bend where we've been bending at cobra or up dog. We want to broaden through the shoulders there. Nice, full breathing. Feel connected to the earth through the hands and the feet. Doesn't happen often when all 4 of those limbs are touching the floor at the same time. We bend the knees, looking forward as we step forward. Fingertips flat back. Forward fold. And then inhale all the way up. Hands come down. Now from here we're going to grab our strap. And we want to work on the arms so that the shoulders have some rotation if you're going to practice a full back bend with me today. Maybe you're not. Maybe you just want the benefit of the shoulder work, and that's okay. So we're going to grab the strap. And we're going to lift up and over. And back. We're going to do 5 of these. That's 1. Over and back. That's 2. So when you get to this sticky part right here, everybody's got it. Don't bend your elbows. Let it get wider if you need to come all the way back. And forward. That's 3. Over. Do what you can. If your body's like, nope, then respect that. But make sure it's your body, not your brain or your ego. And one last time, we're going to come over, forward, and touch. Let those arms come down right ear, right shoulder. Left ear, left shoulder. And back to the center. We have one last movement that we're going to do with the strap. I'm holding the buckle just so that I don't hit myself. And I'm going to dip to the left, and we're doing big circles here. It ends up being more like a figure 8. Working through the rotation of the shoulder. Try to soft bend your knees and tuck your pelvis in so you don't over sway the back. That anterior pelvic tilt that we fall into to compensate for tight shoulders. The next time we want to come to the front, we're going to change the direction, other side. Again, this can be a strap, a belt, whatever you have handy. One time I was traveling and I didn't have anything. I used my iPhone cable. It was there to help me practice. and gently release. Shake it out a little bit. We're going to take this strap, put it to the side, come back to the front of the mat. Now, we're going to practice Warrior One. And Warrior One is considered a standing back bend. Really nice in that lower back. If you lift the chest high enough, you can get up into that thoracic spine. So we're going to inhale up, exhale, forward folding. Fingertips flat back. Forward fold. We're going to send the right foot back, grounding that right foot. We're going to inhale up into Warrior One. Now you can let those hands be apart if your shoulders are a little tight. If you have an Ashtanga background and you're just hanging out with me today, you can put those hands together and look up only if you feel like your neck is safe. You're still trying to lift here at the chest. If you're here looking forward, you're trying to broaden the back and keep the shoulders away from the ears. Push down through that back edge of right foot. 2, 3. Fill in lower back if you can a little. 4, 5. We're going to let those hands slowly come down. Step back to plank. From plank, knees, chest, and chin, or chaturanga. Upward dog or cobra. Those are those modifications that we can do. We're going to come into down dog, lengthen it out, bend and stretch those knees. Fill in lower back. Feels so good. And we're going to slowly put those knees down. We're going to kick the left foot out as if it were like a kickstand on a bike. Extend that right leg. So this is like a supported side plank. Right hand comes up, lift right leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here's that front hip opener. We're grabbing the ankle if you can and see if you can push that hip forward. Opening the heart towards the sky. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gently release. Right hand down, right knee down. We're going to kick that right foot out, extend left leg, left hand comes up. Lift left leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bend the knee, grab the foot. Open through the front of the hip. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gently release. We're going to put left hand down, left knee down. Turn those toes, down dog. Bend and stretch. Lengthen through the spine. We need to finish this series by doing the Warrior One on the other side. We let that right leg travel forward, grounding that back foot. We inhale up into Warrior One. So remember, you can have those shoulders open. You can put the palms together if your shoulders are kind of flexible. You choose. Your body will let you know. Broaden that shoulders. Let those shoulders come away from the ears. 3, 4, 5. Hands slowly come down. Come to the ball of left foot as you step forward. Fingertips flat back. Forward folding. Inhale all the way up. Hands come down. All right, so the next series that we're going to do, we're going to have a crescent posture. It looks like Warrior One, except the back foot is a little different. We're going to inhale up. Exhale forward. Fingertips flat back, lengthening through the spine. Forward fold. We're going to send that right foot back and we're on the ball of the foot. We're going to inhale up. Notice how deep this is. This counts as a back bend as well, but we have a small change here in the hip. Really nice stretch here through the hip flexor, psoas, and this connective tissue. Where's your breath? Remember back to your intention, what you set when you started the practice. 3, 4, 5. We're gonna let these hands slowly come to the floor. We're gonna drop that right knee down. So maybe you need something under your knee. So you can put a blanket or a towel under your knee and slowly come up. Now we're opening the hips, which is necessary for back bends. We still need to open these hearts and we still wanna work through shoulders. We're gonna do eagle arms here. Now because the left leg is forward, we're gonna let the left arm come forward. We're gonna put that right elbow in that left and wind. And we're gonna lift those elbows up towards the sky. 1, 2, whoops. 3, 4, 5. Unwind, nicely done. Right hand comes down. And once that right hand comes down, you're going to allow that left arm to come up. Nice big stretch. And lean down into that right hip. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to let that hand come back. We're going to bend this back leg and see if we can grab it. Really lean into that hip. 3, 4. Feel that work. 5. As you release, let's see if maybe we can bring those hands down towards the floor. So maybe only the right elbow touches. Maybe the left elbow touches. Feel that work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to slowly shift back, lengthening through that left leg. Bring that left leg back. We're going to come back into the down dog so that we can repeat the other side. Right leg travels forward. Try to find your balance on the ball of that foot. Inhaling up into your best version of this crescent posture. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those hands slowly come down. Knee comes down. Crawling up. So that right leg is forward, so right arm is down. Left elbow comes in. We're going to wrap and lift up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gently release. Left hand comes down. Stack those shoulders. Right hand comes up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That hand reaches back. Maybe you can grab that foot, pull it in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gently release. Maybe the left elbow touches, then the right. Nice work. 3, 4, 5. Slowly, we're going to come back. Lengthen that leg. Pull that leg in. Turn those toes down dog. From there, we're going to bend those knees. We're going to step forward, fingertips flat back. Forward fold, inhaling all the way up. Hands come down. So, we've got a lot of warmth in for the body for these heart openers today. And we're going to try to work on our back bend. So we're going to make our way to the floor. So I'm going wide so I can come into a squat. And I'm going to sit down and put my butt close to the floor and sit in the squat. We feel the hips really stretch. We can find our breath. 3, 4, 5. We're going to slowly sit back and we're going to hug those knees in. So we're going to recline here and I'm going to show you a couple of ways to practice our finishing back bend and then we'll have a cool down in our Shavasana. So we're going to try maybe the bridge pose that we worked on when we first started. So maybe your back bend will be here.
Maybe you want to be able to hang out here and feel the effects. You can grab a block and come up onto the balls of your feet to make it higher and sit it right under the pelvis and relax here if holding that back bend is difficult. If you're taller, you can put it on that taller section here and then flatten the feet. So that's your first option. This way you can get the effects of this inversion and back bend, this opening through the chest, and then slowly we're going to come back down. We're going to lift those legs up, and then we're going to bring them down to a 45. And we're just going to try to hold them here because we don't want to continue to contract back body and not contract front body. So we have a little bit of core here. We're only holding them at a 45. 2, 3, try to get the lower back down to the floor. 4, 5, pull those knees in, relax your back. Maybe a little rock here. We're going to try to do a little bit of that each time. So maybe you have a practice where you're starting to come into back bend. Back bend can really be difficult if you don't have the rotation in the shoulder. So maybe your next option is just to practice putting the hands down and lifting the butt. Maybe you never push that upper body. You just put the hands down and lift the butt. Maybe this is what you practice next. If you have that practice, maybe you're able just to put your weight on your head. Now, obviously, if you have neck issues, you're not going to do that. You're going to want to have been practicing a while. And then maybe from here, you can press up. Nice full back bend. 2, 3, 4, 5. You'd come back to the head, roll it back down, and rest, a little rock. And so you may be, well, Michelle, that first back bend worked for me, but I'm not to the second one, and that's okay. That takes a practice. Maybe that's something that you'll do in a couple of months, years, or something you choose never to do. I'm going to give you some options, but we need some core again. We're going to let those legs up. 45, hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to pull those knees in, rest. Little rock from side to side. And then maybe you're going to roll to the right side, or maybe you can come to a seated position. Well, I show you some options here before we close our practice. So an option that you can practice getting into a full back bend is using an exercise ball if you have one at home. A lot of times we buy these and then they end up being in the closet and we don't use them for much. I've been pretty bored lately, honestly, and I've been making sticky faces to go on here to make emojis. That's a story for a different day. But how can you come into back bend? You can get this and prepare to come up. Maybe you start here. My head is supported. And you practice rolling over. I'm close to the wall in case I need that support. Maybe you can bring the knees in and it's the shoulders that you want the work. Well, then you can let them dangle. Once you see that they touch, maybe you turn those palms under. Maybe this is how you practice. Maybe you're able to get it in here and you're up high enough that you couldn't come into your bridge because you couldn't lift. This has you high enough that you can try pressing up off the ball, and then you can lower back on the ball. Gives you an opportunity to play. And then maybe you would like something that you feel has a little more security. And so I have a lot of folks that practice with a chair. So after I show you this, we're going to end our practice today. So with a chair, you have a little more control, and you can grab onto the back of it. So maybe this is how you practice. Maybe you're just gonna hang here. Opening through the chest, you have the security of the chair, but what's so nice about the chair is when you get ready to come back up, you have the back of the chair to hang on to. So you can hang here. Again, remember to breathe, remember your intention, be good to your neck. So after you've opened the chest, after you feel this work, if you want to sit up, and sitting up is going to be difficult or maybe cause vertigo, grab your chair, slowly let your arm help you lift, come to your seated position, check in with your neck and body, and then move and proceed. So, let's see if we can end that practice. Celeste has asked me a question. Lost connection, is there a time limit? Reply. No. Alright, now from here we're going to just slowly come, hold those knees, hug them. And slowly come back. Put the bottoms of the feet flat on the floor. We're going to windshield wiper. Vanessa, I'm glad you love this practice. I'm so happy you're practicing with me. And then gently release one leg and then the other as you relax down for Shavasana. We find our breath. We think back to what the intention of the practice was. We body scan and check in with the body. We release the feet, the ankles, the shin and calf. We move through the knees and into the thighs. We soften the glutes and pelvic belly. We release lower back and navel. Mid-back and solar plexus, shoulder blades and heart. Lifting collarbones and lengthening the neck. Soften the face. Breathe. Where's your breath? Feel that long inhale travel up back body. Long exhale, come down front body. Inhale up back body. Exhale down front body. Taking a few moments here. Maybe you begin to move fingers and toes. Checking in. Maybe you start to shift in the rib cage and in the hips. Maybe you can pull one knee and then the other to the chest and rock and relax. If you want to stay here and just rest more, that's okay. Do that. Maybe now you take the time to roll to the right side. Slowly press up to a comfortable seated position. And you turn the head to the right.
the head to the left. Back to the center. And you bring the hands to the heart. You're going to remind yourself of all the amazing things you have in your life to be thankful for. You're going to send out love and kindness and compassion to those who need it. I'm going to end the practice with an Om if you're comfortable inhaling. Bowing forward in respect, namaste. Peace be with you. Go safely. Thank you for practicing with me today. I hope you enjoyed today's practice. If you missed it and you're just catching the end, you can see it on YouTube, or I will save it to Facebook so you can watch it again. So you can also share it with your friends. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. And if you want to know how to leave a donation, it's in the text box below. I love you guys. Thank you.